Apartment Keys and How to Use Them. A Guide by Class 1A by Armadillos Digging Holes. Summary. Aizawa and Yamada give keys to their apartment to Class 1A. This might have been a mistake on their part. Chapter 1. A mistake might have been made. Aizawa and Yamada were standing in front of Class 1A. The bell had just rung and class was waiting for them to speak, though it was clear that they were confused as to why Yamada was there. They didn't have English scheduled until after lunch today. Aizawa sighed and pulled a plastic Tupperware container full of keys out from under his podium. A closer look at the bin revealed that the keys were identical to each other and each had a tag attached. Yamada opened his mouth to speak, but was interrupted by Aizawa. "These are keys to our apartment. Yes, our. Me and Zashi are married." The class burst into noise. The only ones not voicing their shock about the news were Todoroki, Bakugo, Midoriya, and Hakagure. Aizawa turned on his quirk and leveled the class with a glare before continuing. "These are only to be used in an emergency. Each of your keys is labeled with your name. If you lose your key, you will not be receiving another one, and you will be expelled. We can't have copies of our apartment key floating around for anyone to pick up." The class straightened up and nodded. They understood how detrimental it would be for both their teachers if their apartment became accessible to any villain who happened upon a key. Yamada smiled and picked up the Tupperware container. He took off the lid and started picking up keys, reading the labels and handing them to their respective students. Once all of the keys were handed out, Yamada went back to the front of the room. "Remember, listeners, these are for emergencies," he said before winking exaggeratedly. Aizawa sighed, and the class broke into smiles of faux innocence. Chapter 2. He ran out of glitter. The first person to use their key was, surprisingly, Aoyama. It had been about 2 weeks since they had given keys to the class, and the two pros were lounging on the couch, tucked against one another. There was a large black cat on Aizawa's lap, an orange tabby in Yamada's, and a gray Maine Coon draped across both their shoulders. A movie was playing on the TV, so they didn't hear the lock turn, but they certainly heard what came next. The front door burst open, slamming against the wall, and a clearly distressed Aoyama ran in. The Maine Coon jumped down from its perch on their shoulders, and the other two cats followed suit. The two adults jumped up and rushed over to Aoyama. The boy was folded over with his hands on his knees, trying to catch his breath. Aizawa reached him first, followed closely by Yamada. "Aoyama, what's wrong?" Aizawa was crouched in front of the boy, and Yamada was hovering behind him with his hands on his husband's shoulders. Aoyama tilted his head up and looked Aizawa in the eye. "It's horrible! I've run out of glitter!" Aizawa paused, and Yamada's grip on his shoulders loosened. The loud man was the first to speak. "You ran out of glitter?" Aoyama nodded frantically. "Even my emergency hoard has been depleted." Aizawa sighed and stood while Yamada smiled and headed down the hall towards a closet. "You're in luck, listener. I have quite a selection of glitter down here." Aoyama beamed and followed the man down the hall, Aizawa following behind. Once Aoyama had grabbed a few bottles of glitter from the hall closet, Aizawa led him back to the door. "You burst into our apartment and scared us half to death because you ran out of glitter." Once Aoyama had grabbed a few bottles of glitter from the hall closet, Aizawa led him back to the door. You burst into our apartment, scared us half to death because you ran out of glitter. Aoyama looked up at him. You must understand, monsieur. This was a dire situation. I must have glitter with me always. He said it with such conviction that Aizawa just sighed and ushered him out the door. Fine, go home. Aoyama nodded and walked out the door. Aizawa closed it and turned back to his husband. He had a feeling there would be more similar occurrences like this. Chapter 3. Class 1A Can't Dance. It hadn't even been a week since Aoyama burst in that someone else decided it would be a good idea. Aizawa and Yamada were both in the kitchen. Yamada was making something for lunch, and Aizawa was sitting on the counter sipping a mug of coffee. They were talking about their classes when they heard the front door unlock. Both men stiffened, and Aizawa carefully set his mug down beside him. The door burst open, and Mina stormed in. She looked frustrated and annoyed. She walked into the apartment without closing the door and flopped face first onto the couch. She grabbed the pillow in front of her and brought it up to her face, screaming into it. One of the cats, the Maine Coon, hopped up and made itself comfortable on her back. Yamada and Aizawa glanced at each other. Yamada turned off the stove and went to close the door. Aizawa hopped off the counter and walked over to the couch. He sat down on the arm and waited for Mina to stop screaming before talking. Mind telling me why you burst into our apartment and threw yourself onto our couch? Mina removed her face from the pillow and looked up at him. They're horrible dancers. Yamada snorted as he came up behind Aizawa. What do you mean by that? Mina groaned and dropped her face back into her pillow. Ida can't stop chopping his arms. Kirishima is trying, but he has, no coordination. Mineta doesn't even try, he just stares. Sato isn't nimble enough to get around his muscle. Shoji is trying, but can't figure out what to do with his extra limbs. And don't even get me started on Todoroki. Yamada was trying not to laugh, and Aizawa sighed, getting up and going back to the kitchen. He grabbed his coffee off the counter, chugging what was left before filling it back up. Once he had a full mug of coffee, he sat back down on the arm of the couch. Want to rant at us for a while? Mina wasted no time in taking him up on the offer. After a while, Yamada had to go back to making lunch, and he made sure there was enough for Mina to have some as well. By the time lunch was over, Mina had told them just about everything. How Kirishima fell over whenever he had to spin, knocking over whoever was beside him. How Ida was so robotic in his movements, Mina was pretty sure he was an android. How Sato would insist on eating a sugar packet before lessons to enhance his performance, but would always end up breaking something, and how Shoji, despite how much he tried, could never figure out what to do with his extra limbs while he was dancing and would sometimes accidentally run into others. Eventually, she had to go home, but when she left, she was no longer annoyed or frustrated. Aizawa shut the door behind her and looked back at his husband. We will never have another moment of peace now that the Hellions have access to our apartment. Yamada snorted. Whatever you say, Sho. Hey guys, it's been a while. I know I've been gone for 2 months. I swear it literally felt like a week, and I have no clue where the time went. But things have happened since then. I'm pretty sure. Most recently, my grandma passed away, so rest in peace. I love her, but it was a long time coming. I kind of knew it was going to happen, so I'm not taking it too harshly. But what else has happened since then? I don't know. Life is living. Life is good. Oh, I've fallen behind in school. You know what my grades are? Like 20%. Like out of 100, I'm failing. That's what I'm doing. And I can't even like blame other things because I don't have friends. I don't do much. I do school. That is my life. That is what I do. That is all I do. I mean, I guess I have this now, but like I haven't done anything since school started. Like I started school 2 months ago. The last video I posted was 2 months ago. So there's that. I've been making bracelets here and there. Rainbow loom because I never grew out of rainbow loom. I went to Texas recently. That was pretty cool. Got to see my cousins. Got to see my little cousin, which is my cousin's child. I just call him my little cousin. I think he's technically my second cousin. I don't care. He's just the baby. He's 2 years old now, and it's crazy because he's actually like a little tiny human now, and like he doesn't like being picked up. Although I have found a way to pick him up when I need to, where he isn't like kicking me. I just like hold him like it's a little chair. That's pretty fun. Also, I think he loves me. No, I just followed him around the entire time. Like I love my other cousins, but they tend to like they listen to me. It's just like we're different people. Like we're vastly different people, and it leads to a bunch of like not understanding each other. So it's hard to like communicate there. But like I love them. They love me. We do talk. We got McDonald's together. That was fun. So yeah. I hope that my little rambles still aren't annoying you guys, but to be fair, you signed up for this. You are on my page. You should know me by now, and if you don't, hi, you're new. Welcome to my chaos. I don't even know what kind of, my god, I don't know what just happened. I don't know what brand of chaos I am. I just know that is some form of chaos, probably. Anywho, I think that will be it. As always, join Eleanor's Discord. I am very active on there because I have no friends. Who else am I going to talk to? So join Eleanor Elizabeth's Discord. Check out the source material, the fanfic. Them link in description. You know what I'm saying. Just do that. Leave kudos, comments, because I think this is actually a really funny fic. Also, fun fact, I could not do a French accent, and I thought it would be funny to give Aoyama a squeaky voice. So I did, and I actually cracked up about it, because I can't do a French accent. And I think that I should try a French accent at some point, but no, for now you get Mickey Mouse at Aoyama. Also, I can't say Mazur. I can't say it. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I completely butchered it. Also, I've been rambling for 5 minutes now, so Eleanor Elizabeth's TikTok, where did that come from? Discord. Eleanor Elizabeth's Discord. Original fanfic is in the description, and, like and subscribe, I guess. I think that'd be pretty cool. Is that the 3 things I needed to tell you? Is there more that I need to tell you? I don't think there's any more. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. I love you.